Now we come to Kamala. I was installed and should be on a poll. Harris and her running mate, Mr. Tim Walz, the Irish Independent. I don't know why the Irish are chiming on here, but I'll tell you something. I found this out. Hang on, I found this out. There is actually an organization in Washington, D.C. that is a straight Bolshevik propaganda organization. They run the American Independent.
Oh, yeah.
They run the Lapeer Independent. They run the Macomb Independent. They run the Irish Independent. It's one Bolshevik media organization, all printing the same thing and sending it out all over the Western world.
Kind of like evil tendrils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is literally one organization that runs a series of papers called the Whatever the Fuck Dependent.
All right, so are we going to start ripping into Waltz now?
We are indeed.
Can't wait!
This is my favorite part here. This just started turning up yesterday, and I just noticed it, and it is absolutely hysterical. Francis Wilkinson, why Tim Waltz's masculinity is so terrifying to U.S. Republicans. That's my worst Irish accent. I probably sound more like Scotty.
I'm sorry. Did the left finally figure out what the difference between a man and a woman and femininity and masculinity is?
No. This is just a manipulation.
You're going to have to copy that onto the archive.is. And there we go.
Tell me somebody who's bothered to archive this live yesterday.
1 day ago.
Thank you, whoever you are.
I sent you this article too.
I found a whole list of them.
Yes.
And it's all the same article.
Correct. It's just moved around.
Yes, moved around. Since last Tuesday, when Vice President Kamala Harris introduced Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, Republicans have scaled back their initial attacks on Harris's race and gender. Instead, they have targeted the traditional signifiers of Walz's masculinity. It's hardly surprising. Any liberal Democrat whose CV includes resume you've see, I hate that CV thing. That's a European thing.
What is CV?
Curriculum vitae. The details of your life.
It's Latin for fuck it.
Anyway, whose resume includes football coach, military veteran, and sharpshooting hunter, is a challenge to MAGA mythology, which posits that liberalism and feminism threaten traditional masculinity, so you'd better vote Republican before marauding Amazons take your endangered man card away. At their packed campaign launch in Philadelphia on Tuesday, Harris lauded Coach Walz, honored his veteran status, and beamed with pride that Walz was known as one of Capitol Hill's best marksmen, winning a bipartisan sharpshooting contest year after year. We need to look that up.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Okay, sharpshooter, first of all, for me and Pop, sharpshooter just means that you qualified.
You showed up.
You hit the required number of targets at a bare minimum.
That's
all a sharpshooter is.
In my entire 33 years, I failed to qualify expert in basic, and I failed to qualify expert like one time in civil affairs. That's it. I always shot expert.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
I always hit at least 37.
Yeah, I was 37. I was 38.
Yeah, I
miss a couple.
I'm a decent shot, but I grew up in a family that had.
What's the target that gave you the most problem? The 300?
Mm-mm.
Mine was the 150.
Was it the 150?
Yeah.
Mine was the 250.
No, mine was the 150.
Interesting.
It's
the
weird.
150? That is weird.
It's weird. I know.
That is weird.
Well, because the 223 round is at its apex at 150.
Oh.
So you zero at 25, it's pretty much on at 250 and 300. You're pretty much on
8/3 of one click.
Yep, it happens.
Yeah,
nobody's
there
perfect.
You go. At their packed campaign launch in Philadelphia on Tuesday,
that's bullshit.
Coach Walz, yeah, exactly. These traditionally manly traits are threatening enough on their own, but if such a marksman, state titled winning football coach, and regular guy can happily play second fiddle to a black woman running for president, she's not black. She's not.
She's
sorry.
Indian.
She's not. She's Indian.
Yep.
Then what does it say about MAGA efforts to reverse engineer the 21st century? After all, if a middle-aged heterosexual white guy who likes to hunt doesn't have live in constant fear of losing status and doesn't need traditional gender and racial hierarchies to validate his life choices, then why does he need Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance for? That's a terrifying question for a Republican ticket that offers little beyond resentment, rage, and a promise to restrict the freedom and democratic power of its opponents. Babble.
This is
what?
100% propaganda.
No,
That's all this is. This is a puff piece.
This
is the equivalent.
This is the truth.
No. This is the equivalent of a chick
You're a hater
in a porno whose job it is to keep all of the other male actors hard. More cock. There you go. Holy crap. This is making me I'm just getting disgusted at this. Because as a senior NCO, I know the tricks of the trade. I have a black belt in administrative violence. And once we get through a little of this, we're going to go through some of the backdoor tricks that, in my opinion, I think he did to get out of that deployment.
Phrasing.
Yeah, just right. Phrasing.
I screwed up. Jimmy, I believe I need a homo suspicion point.
Backdoor tricks.
Do we need to assess one?
Backdoor tricks.
Yeah, serve it up. I screwed up.
Assessed.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
I screwed up. I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you really did walk into that.
I did.
Okay, so wait a minute. That's a terrifying question for a Republican ticket that offers little beyond resentment, rage, and a promise to restrict the freedom and democratic power of its opponents. It explains why Vance immediately began smearing Waltz's military record, claiming, without evidence, of course, that Waltz abandoned his unit when he ran for Congress before the unit deployed to Iraq. Waltz's shooting prowess presents a similar problem. Randy Kozic, executive director of the NRA Institute for Legislative Action, told the Washington Post that a camo hat can't camouflage the fact that Kamala Harris and Tim Waltz are gun-grabbing radicals who support confiscating firearms from law-abiding hunters and gun owners. Kamala Harris is all over doing exactly that. Kozic's gun-grabbing claim is ridiculous, given that Waltz grabs his own gun to go hunting, but Waltz supports popular gun regulations the NRA opposes, and he does so as a hunter in a camouflage hat. How meaningful. How erudite. That NRA, like Vance, has no answer to that because its success depends on making people look like Waltz, afraid of people who don't.
All right, I'm sending you a link, and it is an email or it's a YouTube video of the Goon Squad I'm sending it to myself here. Hang on.
The Goon Squad in
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Which Goon Squad in Minnesota?
The ones that fired paintballs at people standing on their own porch during
Correct.
the lockdowns.
I just sent it to you. It's in my email. The subject is Minnesota, so refresh that.
Okay.
And, I'm just going to say this: if you guys out there in the the pop verse or whatever you want to call it, if you're still supporting the NRA, rethink your decisions because the NRA is. Well, let's just say all you're doing is supplying them with fancy suits, trips around the world, and, well, you're basically the slush fund for that organization. Go follow FPC, GOA, people that actually give a damn and are actually doing shit to
share this video right now.
I am sharing this video right now. This was under Tim Waltz's administration.
As a governor.
As a governor. This is the guy they want.
Look at this. They just keep coming.
Oh, go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go!
This is in America. Yeah, this is America.
Light him up! Go inside now! Get inside! Get in the house!
Get in.
I've never heard about this.
Are you okay?
Right on the fucking crotch.
Are you okay? You got hit?
I'm good. They're built for that, dude. What?
Okay.
Yeah. America. This is a military action. That's a military vehicle. That is coming to this country.
It's here. That's it. It was already here.
But it's not going to be paintball. It's going to be bullets.
Yeah.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Those police are willing to drive down the street in military vehicles and fire on civilians like that, even with paintballs. 4 years ago, I guarantee you that they're willing to do that now with live ammo.
Correct.
Absolutely guarantee it. If you don't think that this will happen in the United States of America, we just showed you it already happened 4 years ago. I had never seen that footage before. I didn't know about that.
Do you need a beer? Because I'm getting spun up.
I will wait until I get home and drink bourbon and go yell at my chickens
Okay, that's constructive.
in the dark.
That's constructive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason we're pulling this up is that's what the Democrats want for this country, and they're giving you a huge snow job or gaslighting you to thinking the complete opposite. They've been doing this so long. This is not a new trick.
This is Tim Walz, too. This is the guy they want as the vice president.
Yeah.
You just saw the governor of Minnesota ordering troops to fire on citizens, even if it's a paintball gun. They raised the barrel of a weapon with a trigger with ammo in it and fired on American citizens.
On their
without
own
even
porch.
hesitating. Light them up.
On their own porch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why there isn't a fucking mountain of lawsuits against this motherfucker is beyond me. Oh, that's right. Immunity. You have all this immunity for everyone that the Constitution doesn't even apply to the normal people anymore because the people at the top are fucking immune.
And
this
the
needs
people-
to come to an end.
All of us who talk about it, and I'm in the crowd too. Our Second Amendment rights and everything like that. Somebody should have started shooting back at that point.
Hypothetically.
This was 4 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm armchair quarterbacking 4 years later.
Okay.
Okay. But if somebody starts firing on my family like that, I don't know it's paintballs. I don't know it's paintballs until I stop and see the paintballs. You raise that barrel like that, the cop raises that barrel like that. If you've got a weapon, you should defend your family immediately.
Yep.
You absolutely should. You don't know if that's a paintball gun until the paintballs start coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the bullets start coming, it's too late.
Yeah, and
Second that barrel leaves the ground.
And you're not going to see this on mainstream media.
No.
You're not going to see it on mainstream media because our mainstream media is owned by 6 companies.
Yep.
There you go.
That is why I know a lot of guys are out there like, oh, I don't want to deal with Twitter and whatnot. Twitter is still a free speech-ish platform.
Yeah, you're right. Ish.
Ish.
There's still a lot of algorithms that are still playing in the background that were there from the first idiot.
Yeah.
They haven't
That's
actually worked it out yet.
Yeah,
Or perhaps, Elon is up for a little censorship. I don't know.
As long as it's not calling for, active violences or anything like that we preach here, we don't want none of that to happen.
No.
It is up on X.
Listen,
or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
my opinion of Elon Musk, and I put it on Twitter like before the show
No,
started.
we were talking about this when we were eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like in D&D terms, he's chaotic neutral.
Yes.
Like you cannot predict what he's going to do at all.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's surprising.
But my personal belief with that is he has enough money that he doesn't have to care about one viewpoint or another.
Correct. Yeah.
He could be Democrat in one moment, flaming Republican the next moment, straight up Nazi the next moment, and Bolshevik the next moment. And it doesn't cost him anything because he's got so much money that nobody can do anything to him about it.
Yep.
He's the perfect chaotic neutral character.
Yep. And that's probably why he has a target on his back from the European Union, saying, you can't host Trump on space.
Poofs.
Yeah, okay. Let's just talk about the arrogance of this. We have the EU telling an American citizen how he could run his American company in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck those guys.
I hate the Euros. They're trash.
That, and we had the UK Prime Minister or whoever the fuck it was saying, "Oh, we're going to extradite Americans. And we're going to arrest them."
I made a Twitter account just to assault those guys. I made a Twitter account just to go insult them and laugh at them. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And the open tyranny now. I want to be specific. I want to take a step back from I hate the Euros. I hate the EU Euros, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. The soft loafer wearing turtleneck fairies in Brussels and Davos.
The ones that are
the
allowing...
European people, I'm fine with them. Okay, I got an uncle. Well, he's passed now, but he was Austrian. He taught me how to play chess. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
I don't have any beef with the people. It's the government.
Yeah.
And it's the same here in America. We're not like that at all. Everybody's like, oh, America, blah. It's our government, dude.
Yeah, our government
It straight up is.
And listen, historically speaking, every government, if it exists long enough, will go off the rails at some point.
They're all going off the rails at the same time, though, and
Yeah.
on the same page, which means it's coming from somewhere like Davos or Brussels or Washington.
EU.
Yeah, that's Brussels.
Yeah.
EU is Brussels.
Or WEF, I'm sorry.
WEF is Davos.
Yeah, there you go.
There you have it.
There you go.
They have it oriented your map.
Yep.
Tim Waltz's normal dad energy is causing MAGA to come unglued. This is Salon, who is reliably lunatic. So this one might even be funny.
Yeah, let's not read the whole thing.
I'm not going to.
But, I mean, Tampon Tim.
Yeah. Dubbing Waltz, Tampon Tim appears to have been kicked off by popular right-wing troll Philip Buchanan, who goes by the Twitter handle Cat Turd. Cat Turd's actually pretty funny. As documented by Media Matters, the slur took off rapidly across the MAGA internet, using photoshopping with users photoshopping pictures of Waltz surrounded by tampons. Within an hour, it had informally been picked up by the Trump campaign, with longtime Trump aide and speechwriter Stephen Miller amplifying the nickname. It all appeared to be erased to prove that MAGA is full of weirdos with deep psychological issues. They love to use the word weird right now. They're trying to rebrand the whole thing as weird because the momentum is picking up. The pendulum has swung.
It's swinging.
The left's pendulum has swung all the way to the left, and it is now swinging back the other way.
Yep.
And they're terrified. Now they have to use words like weird to make it look, weird.
Yeah. They should be terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to be honest, man, with all of that COVID lockdown bullshit and all the people ran out of business and all the people who are dying still from the effects of that bullshit, and the companies got off the hook for liability.
Yep.
That's just part of the problem.
It happened again today. We got one of my coworkers claims to have gotten COVID and is at home isolating. Another coworker comes into my office and goes to offer me one of the tests. And I just went,
Can I add in a little side note here?
What?
Apparently, the alleged inventor of COVID, Mr. Anthony Fauci, that little keyboard, despite being poked and smoked, like 6 or 7 times, has caught in the coop for the 3rd time.
Good.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.